Hi there, I'm Dr. Ute, an accredited and chartered psychologist for counseling and coaching, a fellow of the higher education, and all in all, a quite quirky therapist. These short videos are talking about important qualities around mental well-being and mental health. If you have a question or if you want to have a topic here on my YouTube channel, just send me a message. Enjoy. Hi guys, let's talk about depression. And I really mean depression, not sadness, which unfortunately nowadays very often is casually called depression. And I think we really need to be careful using the right words for the right experience in order to understand that whilst some qualities are similar, the whole experience is fundamentally a different one. So today, right now, in this short video, I want to talk about depression. Now, most of you know the DSM, most of you know the ICD-10 or 11. What I mean with that, most of you have read about depression. Multiple videos out there, unfortunately too many TikToks. A lot of qualities and symptoms. You basically know what we are talking about. Do we? Allow me to share how I conceptualize depression when I am working with my clients. The people I see, depression is kind of the ultimate exhaustion when we can't fight any longer, whatever we fought, be it fear, anger, the feeling of being unworthy, concepts we thought that have to be true but aren't, chronic illness, chronic pain, death. When we come to a place where fighting or running doesn't work any longer because we are too bloody exhausted. This is what I see in my clinic when depression sets in. We can't move because our body is tired. Our brain goes overtime and doesn't do anything. In the same moment, we seem to be consistently cold as ice and overheat. Many of us say it feels like being imprisoned in that endless, dark, dark hole, which takes away our breathing. And we feel not only utterly hopeless, but we feel totally helpless. This is the experience, the lived experience of depression I'm talking about in this video. Helplessness is an experience in our life which arises when we have tried to change something that doesn't work for us, that's uncomfortable, painful, abusive. And we don't seem to be able to get out of this situation. A little bit like Sisyphus. It doesn't matter if we are actually able to come out on top. The moment we blink our eyes, we are back where we were. A researcher called Martin Seligman, or Seligman, he's American, so I shouldn't pronounce him in German, did research with dogs in which he confined these animals into a box. And they got electroshocks, which is pain, right? And of course the dogs wanted to jump out, but they couldn't because the box wouldn't allow them to change. The second part of the experiment was same box, same dog, same electroshock, with one difference. The dog now would be able to jump out if they would try it. But what the experiment showed is that the dog stopped trying. They kind of succumbed, gave up, stayed in that box of pain, in that cave of suffering. And Seligman's explanation was that the dog learned they are helpless to initiate change. And of course, as a psychologist, I'm fully aware of the difficulties of bringing experiments which we do in the lab, experiments which we do on animals, and just want to say my heart is still bleeding with and for the dogs. To translate this into human behavior so that it is predicted, has a predictive factor for us. And yet I would like to say that piece of research does tell us something, right? And for those ones who have had the experience of depression, or for those of you who are sitting with depression, I wanted you to check in for a moment how true that idea of helplessness rings to you. How many things have you done and tried to get out of the box? How much energy have you spent in order to change? What happened when you realized that the box was not changeable and you appeared to not be able to get out of what I said, the cave of suffering? Did it bring you to what I called a point of utter exhaustion, where we can't move physically, psychologically? If you believe in a soul, your soul can't move any longer either. What I often see, what people are doing, is when we have a little bit of energy again, we are going in hardcore, full-blown. Now I am going into that box, or I stay in the box, but I want to do everything that it explodes and I'm freed of it. What we of course underestimating is, and not probably acknowledging very well, is our ability and capability we are having in a state of depression. Because we are really vulnerable in that moment. So in today's video, I would like to invite you to think about an exercise that's called pacing. And also to have a little feel whether you would be willing to try it in order to change that what is changeable every day, step by step. Let me tell you how pacing works. I need you to think about a good day and one particular activity. And when I say activity, I mean activity. Action, doing, me seeing you moving into the world. So when you have a good day, which activity would I see you doing? Have you got it? And then let's go to a really bad day. What would I see you doing on those days? And on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 not at all, 10 absolutely, how likely would it be to do this activity? And without knowing you, you're not going to come above 3 here. So what we need to do when we work with pacing is we need to understand to which activity, to which action you can commit on, excuse my language, the shittiest day possible. And that's the task I'm setting you right now. Is it on the worst day when depression seems to hold me like a straitjacket? I can commit having a warm shower. I can commit making a cup of coffee. I can commit going for a walk. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 3 minutes. You need to find your baseline. What is the committed action you are willing to do on the bad day? Write it down now. The second step of pacing is to jump from this baseline. I gave you the 0 to 10 scale a couple of moments before, and I'm doing the same again. The baseline should be up 8, 9, 10. That's your confidence in I can do this. Make it as small as possible. And on the scale, 0, remember, not possible at all. 10, absolutely. As close to 10 as you can possibly go. And then I want you to do that particular action for 1 week, every day. I throw one choker in. The choker means if there is one day you can't do it, that's perfectly okay. We are still ticking the 100%. And after this 1 week, go back to the action. Look at what you have achieved. And then we think about a tiny step of development. So for example, should you have said, I am committing to go out every day for 5 minutes. I'm asking you, can we increase this maybe to 7? Remember, you have to plot it on the scale of capability. 0, not at all, 10, absolutely. This means the second step, again, must be up on the region between 8, 9, 10. And then you are repeating this process. Every day, I commit to do that. And I have, whatever the that is, right? And I have the confidence on 8, 9, 10 to do this action. And of course, you have again a jolly joker. After the second week, you do the same process again. What have I achieved? Acknowledge your achievements. Through acknowledging your achievements, you acknowledge that you have initiated change. Through knowing that you have initiated change, you are now setting an antidote to learned helplessness, which to me is one of the main motors and engine that keeps us imprisoned in depression. I really urge you to engage with pacing. Remember, start with the smallest possible action. Because every day from now on, you will get better and change. And we can start small. Thank you for watching.